Well guys, what's going on? I'm out here for another ride on the new bike, and one thing you're gonna see right off the bat is my camera is on the other side. I've had to move the camera. I also don't know throughout this video if you'll notice music playing or not. I have it playing, but if you do, hopefully it doesn't overshadow my voice talking, and I guess if it does, then I probably won't upload the video. So if you're seeing it, never mind what I just said. But just going out for another ride. Camera's moved to the other side. It's something different, but it's not necessarily something different because I wanted to. Something different because I had to. For those of you who may be on my Instagram, I'll try to put a link in the description below. But a couple weeks ago, I put a picture up of the new addition to my helmet, which is the Sena 20S. So I got one of those, so I can now listen to music when I'm riding without just my headphones, because I got a little bit busier, and I kind of needed to have the ability to make a phone call. So now I have that. I still don't have a mount up here, probably up here for my phone yet. So just if a call comes in, to hit the button to answer it. Because I'm going to give you a little bit of a review while I'm on the way to where I really want to ride. My thoughts so far on the 20S, and I actually really enjoy it. The base story is I went to buy it at Cycle Gear, and I didn't even get out of the parking lot, and one of the speakers blew out. Like when I first turned it on, it seemed okay, but I didn't even make it to the parking lot and the speaker went out. And I thought maybe it was the wiring or something, so I went all the way home, and I was trying to mess with it, and the sound never got any better, and it was crackling and all that stuff. But also, the FM radio wouldn't turn on, because it's got a, those of you who don't know, it has a FM radio tuner in it as well, and it just wouldn't turn on. So I took it back, and the same day, and had them exchange it for me, and it's worked great ever since. Like I just had a bad one, and the one I had, the box was in the wrapper and everything. It wasn't like I got a used one. I just must have got a bad one. But they installed it, Cycle Gear installed it for me for free because I bought it there. And it was easy. They did it while I was standing there. I think it took about 20 minutes, but the guy was just being real careful with my helmet. So it's nothing. And my helmet had the cutouts for the speakers. I mean, if I just tore into my helmet and put it in and I was confident, it could be done in 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. I was a little bit skeptical about the microphone. I had seen videos on YouTube where people have the GoPro packs and they got the microphone quality, and it turned out really good, but any video I seemed to see or watch, they were using the boom microphone that came on it. And they suggested, just for cleanliness and neatness on my full face, that I use the wireless microphone. Well, not wireless, but the wired microphone without the boom, because it just made it look a lot cleaner. That speaker is so small, I was a little bit skeptical, but or microphone, I'm sorry. But I made a test call to my dad, called him, you know, put the phone in my bag and then rode on down the road, and it's on the highway, it's 70 and 75 miles an hour. I mean, he said there was no wind noise, couldn't hear the bike, couldn't hear wind noise. You know, I was clear as could be, so that part of it's great. I could hear him great. The speaker quality is pretty good. I don't personally have a different setup to compare to, but I went with the 20S over the S10 or 10S or 10C, whatever the previous model was. Even though they have the same features of FM radio, phone call, you can connect with any other, they claim you can connect with any other brand. It's a universal connection, and the previous model has that, but what I basically heard was that the microphone's not quite as good and the speakers were not as good. Obvious, and just the range of the 20S is also greater. So I can't compare it, but I can say that the quality is good. The quality of the 20S is good. So basically everything of this one, the one thing I haven't been able to do, and I don't know if it's just because I'm not holding my head sturdy enough or I'm not tapping it hard enough, but to be able to tap the body of the unit, double tap the body to get it in voice control, I haven't been able to make that work while I've been riding. I know it works because I've done it while it was off my helmet, or sitting still and my helmet was not on. So I know the feature works, it's not working from my helmet. But honestly, it's just as fast for me to reach up. They say there's an ambient mode button. I actually have not been able to get the ambient mode to work. But I've always had music on or the phone call on, and I don't think ambient mode works when that's on. But the same button, you can reach up and push it with my thumb, and then it asks me for the voice command. So I just do that. I just reach up and hit that button with my thumb, you know, and it says say a command. And what I don't like, and this is not Sena's fault, but I don't like, because of the fact that I have an iPhone, my iPhone does not have speed dial. iPhones have favorites, and by voice command and saying speed dial 1 or speed dial 2, it does not substitute and just call your favorites number 1 or number 2. So honestly, even when my phone is going to be up here eventually, I won't be able to make phone calls without being stopped or pulling over and stopping to where I can mess with my phone, because I'm going to be a safe rider and I'm not going to mess with my phone. The only reason I really would want it, incoming calls, and like I said, then I can just hit the button, reach down and tap one button and it'll answer. And I'm sure through the Sena there's an answer feature just right on the Sena if I want to reach up and do something with the unit. But the way it mounts on the helmet, it has to go on the left side of the helmet, and there was not enough space for me to put the GoPro on that same, to keep it on the left side, to have any kind of angle that I liked. So it's now on the right side of the helmet, and again, if you're watching the video, it came out correctly, but I had to change the settings because to get it on that side and have the microphones plugged in, I had to flip it upside down. So I went into the settings, and I believe I changed the settings to have the picture turn upside down. So like I say, if you're seeing it, it's worked, and I've done that. Well, if you're not seeing it, none of this matters. telling us there's a cop. Where's the cop? That's kind of a thing to do, flashlights where there's a cop. That's kind of it. I don't want to babble on too much about it, but I think it's great. There's a little bit of money. It's more, like I said, than other systems out there, or even the 10S. I believe, even though I haven't used it, based off the quality that this is, I believe if you cannot afford this, but you still want something really good, you can probably go ahead and get the 10S, and you'll probably be fine. I wanted to buy the 2-pack. I could actually only really buy the individual one, because I am going to put one on the girlfriend's helmet. But I think, as I mentioned several vlogs ago, they're expecting a baby, and she's not riding on the bike with me right now. So I went ahead and just got the single one, because you save, in the end, you save like $50. I mean, and some people, $50 is a lot. Normally to me it is a lot, but considering it's, you know, another 6 months or 7 months before she's going to ride with me, I'm not that worried about $50. So, but anyway, let me end this vlog, and I just wanted to kind of let you guys see the new view and tell you a little bit about the Sena from what I know from a couple of weeks of using it. And it's a great product, and I would recommend it so far. That's it. As always, you know, ride safe, enjoy, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next ride.